is going to be Savannah on Conquest, and that's AoL's home map. And we see quite interesting gods so far. For AoL, we have a double Loki, with the third one, Iron Maiden, being Thor, so triple Norse,
Yes.
and against them we have Thorgil as Uranus, Lyor as Loki, and Adafang as Zeus. Well, quite interesting lineup. Triple Norse against Ati, Norse, and Zeus. Well, I definitely think that AoL has something special up their sleeves. Double Loki could be pretty powerful in team game, to be honest. So the first to have a look at is right now at the bottom, the pocket for AoL, and that's Iron Maiden, casting its Thor Gold Mine just at the very start and going with this Ulfsark into the middle and the front, trying to secure and try to make sure where the giraffes are. And right now they are here, so he can go somewhere else and do what he does best, and that's scouting with this Ulfsark at this point. Otherwise, he's having quite nice chickens at the left. And oh, double rhinos here on the left as well. That might be common for him and Recon. One for each, possibly. And well, will he discover the giraffes the same as, yeah, exactly the same as Iron Maiden. Giraffes at the forefront, so no problem whatsoever. And he's also having a double rhino, so that's exactly, actually, sorry, the theme of this map. And pretty good micro here. Let the ox cart absorb the damage and the release. And well, he will be having a very nice hunt, and with those scouties at the back, trying to make sure that he sees everything in the darkness. Not really anything interesting though there. Forward gold together with the hunt, so that might be a pretty good spot to establish some kind of base of operation, or at least take care of it. And what's this relic? Toxots and whatnot hit points. Not half bad. Especially the Toxots I'm liking here, or the Throwing Axeman as well. So yeah, it's exactly good for both sides, for both Lyor and his opponent Recon at this point. So yeah, that's that. And Recon right now signaling where Lyor is gathering his food. That's also from some rhinos and a very nicely placed spy, which is going to result into a lot of raiding. Oh, so that's a double herd of giraffes. And this, looking at the minimap, is, yeah, or not. I'm not exactly sure at this point. This might be left ones, and this is pretty curious double herd of those giraffes. I'm not exactly sure if this is common between Adhafang and his ally Lyor, but well, we'll see pretty soon, I think. But it's pretty powerful, and yeah, Recon just saying that that's pretty brutal. Another one from AoL to have a look at is Berserker, their best player. Recon just saying, let's try that, which will most definitely happen, and well, for quite sure, because yellow is not going anywhere from there. Quite a lot of extra berries at the back, extra gold as well, and very nice, yeah, double herd of giraffes as well, so they are safe here. And extra giraffes here as well, so this is pretty great map, and everybody is having quite a lot of food, so it's a very open to some strategies, whatever you want to do. And since we have triple Norse, this will be very interesting to see who raids better. So, Berserker already dropping temple. We are at 3 minutes, so not really anything to be surprised about. In dogs, of course, and well, seems to be the theme for everybody from AoL, dropping the temple at this point, and Recon is actually the first one. So let's have a look at the opponent's teams. Thorgil is just now dropping temple, so he will be even slower than Recon to advance, it seems, which is slightly curious, but he's going for very aggressive scouting with all three oracles hugging the base of blue, and well, that might be a point where he will go for attack pretty soon. He definitely wants to discover these food willies, but they are just out of reach, and right now I think he is at max line of sight and he's still far away from these berserkers willies. So unfortunately for him, he won't know about them, but he could probably make an educated guess and see what's happening there. Temple being right now finished by Adafang, which should result in some advance pretty soon as well. Some upgrades already, a pickaxe from him, so that's going to result into a Hippicon raiding most definitely. And we can have a look at some of the relics here. Cheaper myth units. Wow, that's actually pretty great. And if Arafan goes for it, he will be having super cheap centaurs, which I think he will go for because this guy is praying at the temple. Yeah, up in right now. Let's check how is it looking for AoLs. 54% into Forceti for Recon. Same basically for Iron Maiden, and Berserker is slightly ahead, so 74%. They are all pretty fast, and Lyre is slightly slower by like 10-20 seconds. ArF just now clicking in, so that's pretty late. And Torgale will be the first one for ArF to advance into the Classical Age, as is kind of expected, him being Oranos and whatnot. Here we have some extra relic, Archichero Ballista, line of sight, and the range. The range is much more important. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And potentially if some of those Norse take it, could make for some very nice patch 103 Ballistae in the Mythic. So Longhouse being built inside the base, I think that's going to be the theme for absolutely everybody. And Torgale having a very good scouting at the back, and he definitely sees those food willies, so that's going to be a first line of sight that's going to result into some raiding. At the same time though, we already have a recon the food willies of both Lyre and ArF, as ArF had to retreat with all of them, having a spy on his food willies as well. And right now that's going to be the crucial part of the game. If AoL can somehow capitalize on the edit line of sight on the most crucial willies at this point, the food willies. So they are going at the back. Is going to be reasonably safe if ArF finishes his walls, which he did in the forefront, but he needs the help from his teammate. And Torgale so far isn't walling at all, so that's going to be a very easy way through inside ArF's bases. And well, ArF didn't finish on the left either, so that means that the way will be free even on the left for a recon. And well, let's see how that will develop here. Berserker have been pretty decent army, and even though Torgale was the first one to advance from ArF and going into attack right now, this is basically a joke army against what right now Berserker has, especially considering that he's Loki and he's gonna get some free mythical units. So this is, yeah, just an attempt to go at those food willies, and unfortunately for Torgale, I kind of think that this was slightly a mistake, and he should have waited for his full army to deal a bit more damage. So right now he kills one willy, but that's going to be about it, I'm afraid, for him. Yeah, finally Iron Maiden recognizing that there is absolutely no extra help from him, and the willy fight is the correct choice. But soon there will be some extra army, and since right now he's thinking he's safe, well, that's not going to be true any longer in just a moment. So right now Berserker is having a go at his opponent, but he is being joined by ArF, so he will be forced to retreat, and with extra army Torgale has in his base, I'm not thinking he will be really interested in continuing the aggression here unless he is joined by some of his allies. So yeah, Iron Maiden paying for his insolence here and his trustworthiness in his own abilities, and well, that didn't really pay off. The willy fight was the correct choice, but he should have known or guessed that more will be coming, and they did, and it cost him one extra willy and some extra damage into those, so they will be that easier raidable. At the same time though, Torgale is losing absolutely everything here, so that's not going to go all that well, and well, Berserker still trying to raid, but not really successfully here, as he's not getting any mythical spawns, and the armies are just too strong right now from ArF and Torgale. Here, though, we have a pretty decent raiding from Recon on willies that have absolutely nowhere to run from ArF, and yep, this is definitely a reason for ceasefire, because he couldn't have run absolutely anywhere. It was blocked, so basically no way to go into the tower. And yeah, pretty good raiding from Recon here, I have to say. Very good. From Loki, ArF was just lucky that he didn't get a mythical spawn earlier here. Right now, changing venues into some other spot, and this should give enough time for ArF to finish their walls, which they should. Lyre just now did, and he's going for the wall here, which is also important as it will secure some extra giraffes in the forefront. Still the Smurf's pipe here, and well, Lyre will have to move to some other goal, but he has quite enough. This is also reasonably safe, I have to say. So he could go adventurous into it, or for safe on the back. He has 3, 4, 5 golds, 6 golds, so that's absolutely no problem. And Recon is right now playing pretty wisely. He's just waiting here for the right opportunity to pounce. At the bottom, Iron Maiden was trying to steal, or rather secure, his second TC, which isn't working for him, as he has been encountered by Lyre's army. well, no good game for Iron Maiden at this point. And here we see where the spy from ArF has gone, and that's on Gold Willies from Iron Maiden, which is pretty good one, I have to say as well. Still the Oracle here, being unfinished or rather unkilled by Iron Maiden. It would take just one Willy basically to kill it, and that means that some extra radiant will be happening on them, and Iron Maiden can't really take a break from all this damage into his food economy. At the same time though, he has been able to amass quite some decent raiding cavalry army, and he's going for it quite substantially into ArF's base. Well, ArF has to defend with everything he has, and that's not a bad army of Epicons. But if he is forced to defend with absolutely everything... Oh, come on, right now we will kill the spy, don't kill the spy. Don't kill the spy. Yeah, be careful about it. He needs to survive, so that he gives you line of sight onto the next spot. So yeah, it seemed like Raycon was fighting into him. He was losing, or rather she was losing hit points, but then he noticed, right at the last moment, which saved him some very good opportunity at super tough raiding. So the TC will be up, as ArF does have enough army there. Well, it seems like ArF has found themselves in an attack somehow. So a pretty good job, and it seems like Iron Maiden doesn't have enough army here, even though, sorry, Berserker is trying to help him, and he went with all his army back, which means that goodbye attack from Lyre together with Thorgale, as this is not a battle you want to take. So right now they are trying to somehow regroup and try to retreat. Well, Teal doesn't have anything here anymore, so it's just basically up to Thorgale, and yeah, you definitely don't want to fight this. So I'm not sure why he stopped and went for it. But anyway, at least that's those armies paying attention here, and well, ArF is still being denied the TC at the last moment, but will he be? Oh, come on, right now Maiden just wasted it. Just killed the Willy here, being not careful, but still, the spy did quite a lot of damage, and it's not that much of a loss at this point. The damage has already been done, and even though ArF will finish the TC, still quite a lot of very nice raiding from AoL happening at the back of ArF's bases, which is very tough for them indeed. Berserker at the same time has captured his front TC, so he's sure he's not going to be bothered, and well, Lyra is very interested in the 4 Willies here still, because of this Oracle that's still alive for some very unexpected and unexplainable reason at this point. So Ox can't be in that, which will result in slight problems here, and well, at least his teammate Recon is taking care of these guys, and he should be having an upper hand, which he does, and he will win the battle here, advancing into Bragi right now himself. Very nice opportune spawn of Loki roll. This spy will come into play later, I would have to say. I really expect something from it as well. And well, ArF is right now at a point where he has a pop army, I think, so he will be thinking about the second TC that's finished, and maybe even third, and advances into Heroic. Bit of an idle here, but that's probably just a momentary deal right now, and it seems like Berserker is moving into the attack here, and he's just catching quite a lot of Thorgale's Gold Willies in a pretty horrible spot. Oh my god, and yes, this is a very nice attempt at actually stopping the escape routes, and you need to build here, come on, here, and stop them, and still quite a lot of Willies, and yep, pretty good job. Pretty good job, and oh my, that's like the third game with a huge rate on Gold Willies. And yes, another dead, and that just escaped, but with the huge army here that Berserker has, and since being Loki, I think he will get some mythical spawn here pretty soon. That TC is dead. Oh, a bit later than he would have wanted, so that's a bit of a luck for Thorgale in all the bad luck and misfortune that he's having right now, and well, he ran with the village just at the right time, but okay, I didn't see this manor, but if there wasn't this manor to hide in, this really would have been dead as well. Definitely pretty great job by Berserker on the right, and it results in a very interesting situation, as on the left we have a huge raiding by Thorgale, who somehow got all his army at the back of Iron Maiden's base, and that was basically because of this gold mine. Yeah, they were the spy ones, and they were discovered. Unfortunately for Iron Maiden, well, he encountered some army there, and it takes both of these guys to actually protect against that. Right now, Berserker is feeling himself pretty strong, at this point, casting the flaming weapons because he's in a position where he has all his army in opponent's base, and at the same time Lyor has joined the battle, and it's a pretty good time to kill it. He was also trying to steal a TC here. That was pretty daring. I'm not exactly sure why he would think that, but maybe he was thinking that a ceasefire would have been cast, but that was already gone because of the very early game raid in here. And Torgeir losing another TC, and right now he's at 0, which means once he loses the army at the base of red, which he most definitely will, oh, market, so that's going to be mythic here from red soon, possibly. Not yet, but probably pretty soon. It means that still Berserker is killing 2 enemies at once, as Arafang has been joining the battle here. And right now, it's time for Berserker to retreat, but the damage has been done. PCs are out for Torgeir, and quite a lot of army dead for Lyor, and at the same time, Arafang has lost some army as well. At the back, Recon still making use of some of those Hersiers from the early raiding. He is going for a long house right next to the gold. Trying to kill some of those extra abilities from Torgeir, and well, yeah. Already having long houses at the back, and he might be stopping production in the forefront, where he's finally killed all of Green's army, and will be interested in continuing with the aggression from the back, and Torgeir, false security, false sense of security at the back, thinking he doesn't have to build a manor here, and well, that might cost you some of those. Lyor advancing into Bragi at least, going for a front TC without any opposition, as Recon is not interested in it, and he should be, because he might lose the TC on the left, and that's not good to defend for you. It's cut from you by the tree line, so not really all that great. And well, unfortunately for Recon, oh, he did a bad misplay here. He should have went somewhere else. Right now he just gave up. He has extra buildings at the back. If he went or ran away right on the left side, would have kept it secret, because there was absolutely no idea for the other guys that something was happening here. But well, that's now over, but still a pretty nice surprise. And on the left, finally Recon is engaging 1v1 with Lyor, and doing pretty well at that. Those 4 piggies are pretty nice, even though 2 of them are half dead, but still a pretty decent army at Radiant TCs, I have to say. It's maybe going into Mythic already. Not yet. Ah, Birdie Raiden. Birdie Raiden at Iron Maiden, potentially. And is he going for the gold? Most definitely. Most definitely, because this dwarf is still under spy, and well, that's not really nice for you. And Arhafang having Apollo right now, so he could potentially transport it as well. So is that going to happen? Right now, though, he is having his hands full with the attack from his opponents, as Berserker is at 40 Cs because he has stolen from Torgeir, and he is employing some very decent raiding onto the TCs with 4 piggies, and potentially getting some free spawns once he loses some pop limit, because right now I kinda think he will be popped. And you can see how fast the TC is actually dying here for Lyor. That's going to be an extra help for his teammate Recon, who should be right now able to push through. He has split his army, going for Bora raiding, obviously, and it seems like Arafang is readying himself for the Mythic. Is he advancing in some of the back TCs? Not yet, but he will be soon, I guess. And Recon is still somehow camped in enemy base. That's through this longhouse that hasn't been taken down, and yeah, this market is not gonna be drawed by Arafang, and this TC at this rate is going to be stolen. Arafang going to lose Willis, however, going possibly for the TC. Well, yeah, not really going ArF's way so far. Lyra was trying to take the TC, pretty successful, I have to say, but since Torgeir is more or less out of the game, and yeah, the raiding from blue is pretty bad, just now arriving at Lyra's home TC that would have been killed as well. They call it a GG, and AoLs will lead 1-0 over ArF. Pretty good job. Pretty good job. Even though the start was looking pretty great for ArFs as they were raiding quite successfully, it suddenly turned against them, as AoLs just employed their triple Norse and absolutely huge raiding abilities and very good raiding at the back on basically everything there. And well, they just did it better. And then Berserker just deleted Torgeir, because Torgeir had the army at the wrong spot, he lost all of it, and he just couldn't be helped by his teammates fast enough. Well, having a look at the post game, seems like, well, ArFs weren't doing half bad, but Berserker was playing real well again. Real well again, but still, the whole team wasn't playing bad either. And since it's a team tournament, rather clan tournament, the team game is what matters. Just 7 resources, or come on, researches for Torgale. Yeah, that comes back to bite you. Yeah, and Torgale getting killed. And that rate on the gold again, that was pretty bad. It was somewhere around here, I think. Now 5 is killed. A lot of food for Lyor, but he somehow couldn't make it count. For some reason, he had 1400 food as well, and did he have enough gold? He had 900 gold at the end. So what was he actually doing with it all? He seemed to be having quite a lot of resources, and he wasn't playing half bad, but probably the raiding. With no army at the back, ArF couldn't defend against it, even though not having a half bad one. Possibly he could have defended against it with a bit of luck, but yeah. That's how the game went. So GG.